Yo, what's up, motherfuckers? This is Mohawk Mitch representing for Strength Plus. Today I'm going to give you some tips on how to get a thick, ripped, huge upper back with one exercise. Now, this exercise I've been told works perfectly, especially for the beginners slash the intermediate guys who've been working out for a little while. Now, most of you know upper back, it can be a hard target to area with crucial exercises, but so long as you listen up to these tips that I'm going to give you, this is going to help you out quite a bit. Now, the first one, this exercise is going to help you with both your pull-up, your time under tension, and a contraction of the lower, so the decline of the chest and the actual triceps themselves. All-round muscles that you need for a pull-up / pullover. There's a name for it, but I can't remember the actual name for it. But I can help you out. Alright, so the first bit of this exercise is going to be the pull-up. Now, this is where most people struggle. Now, when I was working out for about a year, I could still only do 10 pull-ups at a time. That shit is hard to do. You gotta get good at it. You gotta have a thick, ripped upper back to do it. Now, unless you want to develop strength, this is going to help you too, but this is mainly going to be a muscle building / slightly strength variation exercise. Alright, so the first problem I see that people are doing all the fucking time is that they're doing these pull-ups and they look like fucking idiots. They just pull themselves up to the bar and they're doing it so quick that they're not getting any benefit from it. So basically, if I can show you on the camera here, what they're doing is that they got the bar like this and they're going, and it's not really giving them the full benefit which they could be getting out of this exercise. And the actual thing is you're using a lot of momentum when you're pulling yourself up to that bar when you're doing it fast. Now, there's not a lot of people who I know that can stabilize their core and allow themselves to be using literally their back to pull themselves up in the motion of exercise that they're doing. A lot of guys will tend to try to pull themselves up and use that momentum to get either above the bar or get their chest up to the bar so then they can pull themselves over. And a lot of times guys will actually damage their forearms and they're actually going to damage their brachii because they get to this position where they actually can't even pull themselves up anymore and they literally don't have the strength to get over the bar physically by rotating their shoulders and turning their hands down. So they're putting all this pressure on their forearm and on their actual brachii muscle, and it's really going to do some damage if you do this exercise incorrectly. So, let's break it down into 3 parts. The first part is going to be the pull-up itself. That's the shit that you got to get locked down. Without that, you can't do this exercise. It's the first step, and it's the first thing you got to work on. So, if you've got a weak upper back, you might want to try doing some low weight but high rep dumbbell rows. Some same thing, with the upper back and muscle growth, you want to keep it in a high reps, low weight type thing, and you might sometimes want to aim for a bit of more than higher sets than usual, so maybe 4 sets if you're doing 3, or 5 sets if you're doing 4. Just chuck in that because you're taking off the weight to contradict with that. But, it's ranting here, but for the first part, what you want to do, pull yourself up to that bar. Now, you can do this with a Smith machine squat, the Smith machine bench, anything that's got a bar. So just a normal Olympic bar or something you can just pull yourself up, but that's not too far from the ground. And I'll show you on this camera here what I'm talking about. Basically, just imagine I've got a bar out in front of me, just here. So imagine it's literally just at my chest level here. So you've got this bar, you've got your feet out, and your feet are on the ground, but you've got this bar, and you just pull yourself up to it. Just like that. Really slowly too. You don't want to do it too fast. Just pull yourself up and contract your back muscle as you do this. You're really going to put it under a lot of stress and a lot of tension, and you're going to make that muscle grow a lot faster than you would with anything else. So pull yourself up to the bar. Don't do it fast. Don't do this shit. That shit's all fucked up. You want to do this shit. You want to do it really slow. You want to pull yourself to the bar and let your back. See how my back is contracted right now? I don't know if you can see, but it's almost like if I was trying to squeeze them together. Think that there's a walnut in the middle of your back. So imagine the middle of your back and someone's put just like a nut or some fucking thing right there. And you're just trying to crush it. Imagine it's like a watermelon shrunk down to the size of this. And you're just trying to squeeze it and pop that shit. Imagine that's in your back. So just pull yourself up. And because you're doing this slowly, you're actually putting your back muscle under tension. And that shit really helps with muscle growth. Most people, they don't know that time under tension and that you need to contract that muscle to get that growth in it, to pump all that blood through and to put it under stress. And that's how you're going to develop the strength aspect to it. Any time under tension exercise is going to develop strength for you. It's going to give you good muscle growth and it's going to give you strength. Now that's the first part. So once you get that shit down locked, you go on to the second part. Now the second part is the actual, when you're there. So once you've pulled yourself up, you've got to hold yourself there for a second. It feels like a lifetime, but you hold yourself there for a second. So you pulled yourself up, you're there, and now it's like, well fuck, how do I get over? That time under tension that we were just talking about just then, that's that actual bit there. So because if you're constantly practicing on the time under tension, that moment pause there where you go to pull yourself over, you're not going to have any problems with it. You're going to have that shit down locked just from doing that one there. So the first tip ties into with the second, so you use that to knock or tackle the first bit of this exercise down. And the second bit is actually going to be the way you go over the bar, and that's trying to get, up and over it. Now, this exercise, you use it with the same bar on the same machine that you were using on just a second ago, but have it at about, just above your belly button. So if I can show you here, I don't know if I can show you now, but literally just about here. So that's where my pelvic area begins there. So you want to just do that there. What you're going to do is you're going to have your bar supinated, your hand supinated on the bar like this, and you're going to actually, I can't do it because I'm in the chair, but you go down, right? So then the bar will actually elevate to about your chest. Now when you get to about your chest, which is just here, so you've gone from here to about there, I'll show you here, you've gone from here to about there, so your hand's there, you're actually then going to push off the bar. And as you do it, you're going to tense all this area here, this where you decline, almost similar to a decline. You're going to tense it all here, so you're contracting that muscle, but you're also, because your hands are supinated like this, you're actually pushing up with the tricep as well. So as you can see, you're developing your triceps, but you're also developing that upper area of the lower area of your chest there. And that's going to build you a big, thick chest as well. It's going to build that bottom part of your chest. And you're going to get really strong tries with it as well, because you're using that energy to push off it. And do this with time under tension as well. Now, I guarantee, when you do these exercises, with your upper back, and then you're pushing off, because that's basically the motion if you think about it. The bar's above you, so you've got it here, you're pulling yourself up to it, and then you're pushing down off it like that. And that's how you get all that contraction in the muscle. It's how you build the strength in the muscle, and it's how you get shit done. Now, do this for about a month, and I guarantee you're going to have some extraordinary results. You're going to start to see some growth in your upper back. You're going to start to see a stronger definition in that upper back. And you're also going to be shocked because you're going to actually be developing an area which most guys don't work, which is that decline, which is down there that, a lot of guys tend to forget about that shit. But you're going to see that bulk out. You're going to see that grow. And you're going to actually develop that line that's underneath the chest here. It's actually going to come out, and you're going to get that pectoral that lower area of the pectoral, and it's going to look really thick. And the triceps, of course, now that not being a major factor in the exercise, but being a part of it, you're going to see that grow as well. So in a way, it is a compound movement. It does sort of develop a few other muscles rather than just the one, so you can't really tie it in with an isolation exercise. But use this, guys. Use that tip well. Take that home. Try it out. See how you go with it. If you're a beginner, just try it with the bar. You want to get that shit down locked before you can move on to that second tip. And from there, you'll be making all sorts of gains. That's it. I'm done. Peace out, guys.